All right, Jeff Keighley, you owe us an apology. Now, you may think it's because of Highguard, which we will talk about, but no. You owe Chris and I an apology because now we can't gloat to Kaylan that we got to see the Splinter Cell trailer live and he didn't.
We're all disappointed.
For different reasons. No one needs to apologize to Kaylan. No. He can live in his misery for all I care. We don't get to gloat. I'm upset.
Yeah, you know what? I'm equally as upset now. I'm just in.
Welcome to Splinter Cell fandom, guys. It's anger and disappointment constantly.
Oh no, it's not a fandom to us. We just wanted to be like, see, this is what happens. You should be on stream for these things. I mean, someone did ask for you in the chat when we were streaming. So
really,
somebody's like, "Where's the other guy?" And I'm like, "He's too good for this."
He's too good for this.
I don't want to say it, but
well, I mean, apparently, we were also not good enough to have like an actual good show, which we will talk about when we get to that. But hey, everybody, welcome to the PixelPlay Podcast. You know, that podcast that we sometimes talk about video games and other things here. We're going to go over the Game Awards a little bit. We're not going to go too deep into it because, well, let's be real. We already did like 4 hours of it on stream. I think that kind of gets the gist of it. So if you do want to catch that, like, you can just look back at our stream on YouTube there. We will give some level of cliff notes there, but most of what we want to talk about is, well, this is our last show of the year. So we're going to talk about a few of the things that we thought defined the year for us. We're not doing like best games or anything. That's for the first episode when we come back in January. We'll do our annual awards then. But this is more things of like throughout the year, whether it was a news story, whether it's just, you know, a general concept or a topic, something that we've saw over the course of the year that we thought really defined the year for us personally. And we're each going to come up with 3. Thankfully, I managed to go without making them all negative, despite my best efforts. I really wanted to, but I managed to avoid it. But hey, how's everybody doing? Kaylan, how was your not Game Awards filled week last week?
It was great. I was watching Game Awards, got the cliff notes. No, it's been good. Just busy, having a family, like, with a bunch of kids, like, just a bunch of stuff to do, to get ready for Christmas. So it's been good. I've been in a bit of a funk when it comes to gaming. Before we left, I think I told you guys I finished Ghost of Yote. Mm-hmm. Did I talk about it? Yeah. So I platinumed that, and now I'm kind of in like this weird spot where I don't know what to play, and I'm kind of in a holding pattern.
I'm in a similar spot just because, like, now that it's December, like, basically everything stopped coming out. So now I'm hoping that the Steam Winter Sale has something. I'm so desperate that I've reinstalled Baldur's Gate 3 for a third time to give it another shot and see if I can force it this time, because I'm like, I need something that kills some time out. I know I was mentioning the last episode with Chris that, like, I have that anime soccer game that I'm playing, but that's like, I can only play that for so long before I'm like, okay, I need a break. So it's not a 6-hour game. It's a pop it in for like an hour and change and then be like, all right, what else is there?
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too. Like, I'm kind of waiting. Like, I got a couple games on my like Christmas wish list, so I don't want to get into something too big. So I'm just kind of jumping around between games and stuff like that. I'm still playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm like I think I'm like 14 or 15,000 feet or layers deep. So I've gotten all the bonanzas now and stuff like that. It's cool. It's fine. I don't see the hype in this game. It's a competent Nintendo platformer, but it is not anything.
I have a lot of things to say about the entire Game of the Year nominees list from this year. That's the one that I'm just like, there were so many other options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a developer, but I imagine maybe from a development standpoint, there's some sort of, wow, that's impressive that you're able to be so destructive or whatever. But
it's just Odyssey with another gimmick added on it. It doesn't.
100%. So I've been playing that. I did start playing Metroid Dread though. Oh, Metroid Dread though. That's a good game.
That game is fantastic.
So good. It's basically Super Metroid on the Switch. Like, it is so good. I am
with
really
a little more
enjoying
horror elements, apparently, with those goddamn robots.
I mean, the first one had horror elements to it as well, but I mean, yeah, it's definitely new with like the robots there that caused the name Dread. But yeah, I'm a little bit into it, and I'm enjoying that. I've been working my way through Blueprints. I don't see the appeal of that game. It is not for me. I made it to the point where I was like laying all the tiles, and I got to the antechamber or whatever, and then it's like locked, and I'm like, the hell is this? And I kind of just rage quit.
You hit there the first time and realized, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. And like, It's neat, but I don't like it feels like when I start the game that the random number generator isn't fair in the sense that I can win every round.
I'm noticing that's a common theme with a lot of, because you had the similar thought with Balatro where you just don't like the overly randomness of it.
Yes, yeah. And Balatro, I'm coming around to it where I see the logic and like, okay, yeah, like you can win it there a little bit. But like the fact that I can't explore certain rooms if they just don't come up and I just have to keep going and going until they come up. It's kind of annoying, and I don't really care that much to figure it out. Like it's not that compelling for me to keep grinding away at it. So doing that, what else? I got to the loading screen of Outer Worlds and I made my character, and I'm like, no, I don't feel like playing this. And I shut it off.
Loading screen.
I don't even like. I got like they did like the intro, built my character. I got to the ship and like do this. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I just bounced out.
You definitely, after how many ever hours of Yote, went, I don't need to play this all over again right now.
Yeah, except I also booted up Metal Gear Solid 5, so whatever.
Yeah, but that's like cheesy. Like you can just dick around in that open world.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
So I don't know. I'm kind of in a holding pattern, hoping that Santa brings a couple presents of video games that I can kind of sink my teeth
Gabe,
into.
please get some good sales. I really, really need to play Pirate Yakuza and Mafia. Those are the two things I'm like begging to go cheap enough that I can justify it.
Yeah.
Mafia Old Country? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've just kind of been farting around with games, but like not gaming related, but I've been kind of burning through some books. I've kind of been on a reading kick in this little thing. So like I think I've read like 3 or 4 books. I know this isn't the theme, but I read Hail Mary. It's fine. Red Wool, the Silo series. That's a really good book. Really good atmospheric. If you're looking for like it's basically, if you like Fallout, it's kind of like Vault-Tec the book. Really cool there. I read The Running Man because I was eager to see the movie. Book was cool. Ending was a little abrupt. Probably, was hit a little bit more differently when it was written. Not going to spoil it. And I'm currently reading Red Rising, and I'm enjoying that one.
Very cool. When you say Silo, you mean like the Apple TV series?
Yeah,
Nice.
so Apple Silo, it's called the Silo series, and there's 3 books. There's like I think it's Wool, Rust, and something else. I forget what the last one is. But yeah, like I think it's like a standalone story. Like there's others in the series, but I think like the first one could be its own standalone kind of story. And yeah, very much if you want like an atmospheric Vault-esque Vault-Tec style book, it's kind of like that without the humor. Like it doesn't have that Fallout humor, but if you're looking for that kind of everyone's living in a vault after something happens in the world and what that entails, that would be a book for you.
It's funny, like I was one of the subreddits that I like getting a kick out of sometimes. There's one called Hypothetical Situations, and they're always like, you get X amount of money, but this happens. And one of them, because I'm not a reader, by the way, so this is where it comes in handy. There's one that said, oh, you get $10 million, but you only can read 10 books the rest of your life. And if you read, like as soon as you've read 10% of a book, it counts to your list of 10. The second that you've done 10, if you read 10% of another book ever, you just die on the spot. And I go, that is the easiest $10 million I'll ever make in my life. I have not read a book for more than a couple of pages skimming a cookbook in so long. So I looked at that post and my immediate thought was, so I'm buying 10 cookbooks and that is forever what I have the rest of my life. Got it. And even then, because it's been, what constitutes as reading a page? If I just flip the page, does that count? So like that's the ultimate question, right? But I saw that, I'm like, there are people that are fucked by this, and I am like the least fucked by it.
It's funny because you're like, oh, this is the easiest like 10. I'm like, I don't know if I would do that. Like,
you're in a way different boat than me, my friend. I cannot tell you the last book I read cover to cover. It might have been in high school.
We gotta find some books for Adam here.
I'm not. Well, that's the thing. It's not because I don't want to. It's not because I don't think books are cool. I can't sit down and read. It's just it's not my thing.
Let's sound at the words.
They did say audiobooks count, which I'm like, okay, I can't even think of the last audiobook I listened end to end either, and because Dungeon Crawler Carl's never popped up in my. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta do Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's so good.
I gotta start the second book of that, or the audiobook of that. Dang
Yeah.
it. I bought like the first 4 of them or whatever. Like I just know I'm ready to go. So.
Like it's so good. I'm getting that book for my dad for Christmas. Like he doesn't watch the show, so he doesn't care. But like, yeah, I'm getting him on. I am now a preacher of Dungeon Crawler Carl and an apostle, and kind of anyone who will listen. I'm like, have you heard the good word? Here, have this book.
God
Look,
damn it, Donut.
we all have our peddled stuff. I peddle the shit out of Trails and Kingdom Hearts at people, mostly Kaylan, but sometimes other people.
But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's my world right now.
I got nothing to talk about apart from the Game Awards. That's like the one thing I focused on this week. So, Chris, if you got anything, this is your chance to
fill some
shine because
time.
I got
Oh,
nothing.
I definitely get to play games because I have a backlog and I'm always playing something, but I'm also playing something new that's relevant and I'm almost done it. So I can even give a score for it. Like I can review it, which is great. Because I'm playing Metroid Prime 4. I got
nice.
gift cards for Nintendo eShop for my birthday because I have a bunch of family members that still think Nintendo's the only system that exists. So like, it's like, we got you Nintendo. I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
for
only
Nintendo
buy,
fans, it's kind of true.
it is. I mean, for Nintendo fans, it's true, but like trying to explain what a Steam gift card is, which would probably be the most financially helpful one. But either way, it's good because then whenever I get the gift cards, I almost never have to buy like Switch games because only a couple come out a year that I really care about, and I almost always have some sort of gift card to help there. So I saved a gift card from September to grab Metroid Prime 4. And I know that a lot of people, like, it's been kind of mixed reviews because of the motorcycle and open world and all that kind of stuff. I can absolutely confirm for everybody it is how some reviewers have said, where the actual levels you go into are like 10 out of 10. Like you go into the volcano section, you go into the forest section, you go into the mine section, the ice, whatever, ice laboratory section. Like they are exactly what you'd want out of a Metroid game, and especially like a Metroid Prime game. I've never played Prime 2 or 3, but I did play Metroid Prime Remastered. So I kind of got the feel of it that way. They feel like that, but like in glorious 4K or even 1080p 120 hertz mode, which is like a fantastic mode to play in, by the way. It is like so cool. The only issue with this game is that while it's 10 out of 10 in the levels, you go to this like open world or whatever you want to call it, the hub. It's not even open world. It's just like this hub in the middle of all the different levels. And it is like fun for a few minutes, because I'll say it, the motorcycle itself is fun, but it's just this desert that you're driving around in, so it just feels pointless. And I really wish they just kept the old Metroid Prime, which is where there was an elevator or something you'd go down it, and then it would show like Samus going down an elevator, which was like a secret loading screen, which would then load the other area. And they just all somehow connected. Instead of leaving an area, hopping on your motorcycle and like driving from the ice area over to the motorcycle area. Because like you've got the ice area and a volcano area and grass area, but it's still desert between all of it. So it just doesn't fit, right? Wouldn't make sense that you would leave the ice area, go through a door, and you're in a desert. How would that work? Like temperatures wouldn't just have a direct, like this is the wall where cold stops and heat starts. Like it just doesn't make sense. Everything about the game is fantastic. The controls, the upgrades, the story, everything is like what you'd expect from a Metroid and Metroid Prime type of game. But yeah, the middle area just feels useless. The only good thing I can say about the middle area is, or the hub, whatever you want to call it, the motorcycle is fun to use because it is actually very fast. And once you're in the hub, to get from level to level is like 30 seconds of riding this motorcycle. So it's not like you're stuck there, but you can tell that they tried to make it where they wanted people to use it, because it's like, wow, we just have this useless hub. We should do something in it. And they put the most useless 2 quests in there, especially one of them where you can tell it was designed just to make you drive around and use the motorcycle. You have to collect these green crystals throughout the game. And I won't say why, but you need to collect them. And at first it seems like, oh, it's just like an extra side thing you can do and it'll upgrade your blaster or something like that, so it'll just make you stronger. No, you need to actually complete that quest to go to the final area. So I spent 15 minutes today. It didn't take very long, but still, for 15 minutes, I'm driving around this desert, which is empty, with just these green crystal-like little things sitting there, and you run into them and gather some crystals. And I just did that for like 15 straight minutes so I could knock that quest out and go beat the final area. The whole hub thing is just horribly executed. It feels like they went for like a Ocarina of Time thing where there's like Hyrule Field and the areas are like connected. The thing is, Hyrule Field like felt interesting. It was pretty small, and like it made sense that you could see the castle and the volcano. And when you got there, you could see the trees. Like it didn't feel very disjointed. This is literally a desert, but with like 5 environments that are very detailed with a lot of stuff. And it's just like a door you get to, and all of a sudden you're in there. Like it feels like they were going for something and just like really fucking dropped the ball. Now again, you're in this hub for maybe 10% of the game in total. It's not really that much at all. But it's like a 10 out of 10 game minus this 10% where it's like a 5, I guess, out of 10. So I can see why people are like, oh, this is like an 8 out of 10 and blah, blah, blah. If you value like this whole like hub part and this 10% you will do like a lot, like that bothers you a lot, this game for you is going to be very, very low. If you're able to just realize like, yeah, there's a stupid hub, I hate it, but the levels themselves are going to be like the most fantastic Nintendo first-person shooter kind of shit that you've ever done, you will love this game. Like for me, I would say this is probably like me personally, like an 8 out of 10 because of how much I was able to just ignore the fact that the hub exists and just quickly go into it and like move on with my day. But realistically, for like actual like other gamers and stuff, I would give this like a 7.5 out of or a 10, maybe even 7. And it's not because of the levels; it's just that hub bringing the rest of a true masterpiece of a game, honestly, down. Because playing this, one way I would describe the actual levels, like the main areas you are, and I mean this in a good way, it feels like one of those PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 first-person shooter campaigns, like where it's not just like a dreary, like go and very realistic, like, you know, hallways, Call of Duty. Oh, here's a wave of enemies, go a bit. Here's a wave of enemies. It's actually like exploring and like going through, and it feels like this old school type of first person shooter where it's more about like it being a little sci-fi and like interesting, where this door is locked and all of a sudden you're into a morph ball and you go through the wall and do all this really cool shit. When then a cutscene will happen, and then there's a new power up that's like a grapple hook, and or you're like swinging across a chasm of lava. Like they actually made it really, really interesting. That I find this game way more enjoyable than Donkey Kong Bonanza, for example, which obviously was nominated for Game of the Year. That game was fun and like fine. This, I was very excited to go back and play. That I've only been playing like less than a week, and it's not an overly short game or anything. And I'm currently, I had to stop because obviously it was podcast time. Coming into the final level of the game, like I've collected the 5 main things you need and blah 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 blah. I'm like going into the final area, so I probably put in like 20 hours just in the last like few days alone, and I do really, really like it. But yeah, I wish Nintendo had not done whatever the fuck this weird hub thing was. A loading screen with like an elevator would have been more than fine. 100%.
Chris, 2 questions for you. First off, the other complaint I've heard is that the side characters, like your companions, are annoying as hell. Are they there, like, are they in your face for a lot of it, or is it just...
They are there for like maybe 5% of the game. I don't know. I feel like somebody played, because the thing is as the game opens, by the way, this has the most amazing, coolest Nintendo opening I've seen for anything. It was like a blockbuster film of Samus coming into just like a shitstorm. It was so awesome. But I think whoever played, like, went on about this NPC stuff, they must have played the first 20 minutes. When you meet the first NPC, he is annoying as shit. But the thing is like, and this isn't story spoiler, but if anybody's, you know, doesn't want to hear this part, don't. All I'm going to say is that like you have a like home base where these NPCs stay, and after you've met them, they go there while you continue with the game. You can return to the home base. There's a couple times you need to for story reasons, but for the most part, they're just there. Like that, they're hardly there at all. And the only one that's annoying is the engineer guy. All the rest of them are, if anything, like kind of Call of Duty like. They're just like normal soldiers, but obviously from this like federation that Samus lives around. And they're just like, all right, let's get it done. Weapons up. Like it's the very typical Call of Duty kind of like voice acting that you would expect. Like not a single one of them was annoying, honestly, except the engineer. But again, he just sits at home base. So just like don't go there, or listen to the like 1 minute of cutscene and then go on with your day. Like it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I still-
my second.
oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
my
you did have a
question.
second. Yes.
If you haven't played the other 3 Metroids, can you jump into this, or is it pretty like?
Yes. So the only thing is, I haven't played 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played 1 now and 4. This is its own story. It's not
Okay.
connected to the other ones. The only thing is, there is an enemy in this one that apparently was from the like post-credit scenes of the 3rd game. So, sure, I like see this enemy in this whatever he is. And I've never seen this post-credit scene or anything like that. It is not
It's
taken
also
away
a
from the game
post-credit
at all.
scene from a game that is how old now? So it's like...
Yeah. Yeah. This is its own story. It's not like a continuation or anything. It's just like typical Metroid fashion. Like, is that a distress call? Let's go to it. And like, oh shit. A whole bunch of Metroid shit goes down. Like, not Metroid the Aliens. I mean, like, Metroid game story, typical cliches happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, my ship has crashed on this planet. We gotta fix it and get out.
Yeah.
Oh
Very
no,
simple.
I somehow have conveniently lost all of the things that I had from the last game.
This one actually makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, they did the same thing. Of course.
They can
You
try
have
to make sense
collect
as
your
much as they
powers.
want. They might as well just have Sam as like, look at you, the player, and just like kind of break the fourth wall and be like, you know you don't want everything though, right?
Yeah, but it's so good. Like, you still have to go between the different levels and stuff like that, where you can't unlock something until you have a certain power up, and then you go back into a level you've already been, and blah blah blah. Like,
Well, I mean,
a
they
lot of
named
fun
it
stuff.
Metroid because it's a Metroidvania, right? Like that's why
Yes.
they named it Metroid.
Yeah, they named it exactly after that genre that existed before Metroid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anything else you've been kind of tinkering away with, or has that just been the one?
That's the only game. The only thing else I'll say is I'm very excited for right now because Fallout Season 2 just launched on Prime, like 3 minutes ago.
What are we doing
So-
here, guys?
Yeah. Wrap it up. No.
All right, well, I guess I'm doing the show solo because I could care less.
Pixel
got my
Play
wife
watch
into it.
party. Oh, my wife is into it too.
Yeah, she's so into it. I didn't think she would be. I rewatched the first season so she could watch it, and she like was the one that told me it launched at 9 o'clock today. I'm like, oh wow, okay, cool, yeah.
Nice.
Well, you know what launched the Game Awards, and you know what it also launched? A game that no one wanted to play. Well, I guess it's not launched yet. It's coming out in early January, but so there was a lot to like about that show. I mean, Chris and I summed it up pretty well on the stream that like if you want to be like real harsh about it, like 80% of that show was fantastic, and then 20% of it was either the filler stuff that every Jeff Keighley show
Gotta
has.
pay
Like
bills.
you have your
Yeah,
anime
bills.
gotcha games, you have your Fortnite mobile game stuff, you have your all your weird commercials that are just placed there because someone has to pay the bills. But you always go, okay, there's got to be the one big thing. And I said even last week, as long as there's one thing that makes me go, holy shit, I'm happy. And we got that. Oh, we got plenty of that.
Oh, we got plenty of that, yeah.
They opened with a new Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic,
Yeah.
with Casey
Yeah.
Hudson, a.k.a. one of the main people, part of the creative team for Mass Effect.
Yeah.
The good ones.
Not only that,
I got to make that caveat.
we didn't just get one Star Wars announcement. We got two.
And
Pod
we
racing.
got we got a racing game from ex Burnout devs. Like of all the people, I even said on the stream, it's like the best part about Star Wars right now is that it's finally getting shipped to companies that actually seem to care about the thing they're producing.
And the other best thing is Disney doesn't know what they're doing, so they're just like, screw it. You want to do this? Cool, go with it. Like,
It's like, oh,
we got
you-
nothing
oh.
going on.
It's just
We're not using
thankfully
it.
that the people that they're talking to aren't let's see I'm surprised that Activision Blizzard hasn't gotten their hands on it at this point. So
The thing I'm happy, like, because people are like, oh, it's like Star Wars pod racing. I'm glad it's not Star Wars pod racing. Like releasing themselves from like the pod racing.
even if that's what they
Idea.
did, I don't think I'd mind it because
the
because
fact-
of the Burnout devs, I'm way more confident about what it's going to be like now.
Yeah, but what I'm
But
saying
because
by
they're
not
doing a
making-
little bit more beyond that, I think it means so much more creativity they can
Yeah,
have with it too.
you
Right?
can, there's nothing established where it's like, oh, this is or is not pod racing. Like, no pun intended. But
To be fair, well, it's Star Wars. Never mind. The fandom is pretty crazy, but like, how many people are going to be that anal about the pod racing part of Star Wars compared to
have
other
you
things?
talked to a Star
Yeah.
Wars fan before?
Yeah, I just had an argument in my own head for no reason.
Star Wars fandom is like, remember that one guy that was in the background for 2 seconds? What's his backstory? It's like,
God, I hate fandom so much. It's the movie that everybody thinks sucks balls, but also don't touch the sanctity of it.
This is why they had to create a character called Glub Shido, if you know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about here?
No, I don't.
So they basically made this character up called Glub Shido, and it's the stupidest thing ever. So if anyone's ever like, oh, what's this small little detail? They just make it up like, oh yeah, that's him. Like there's not this character that exists, but they just made him up, and it's just they fill it in whenever they need to. It's just this to answer those stupid questions. This non-existent, non-relevant person, and then they just make this huge backstory that's not necessary.
So the ultimate question with that game though is how long until we get Sonic DLC with a car?
In the Star Wars racing?
Well, I mean, it's cross worlds. He can clearly, like, other people are coming into his world. What's saying he can't?
God, son of a bitch,
Chris,
I'm in.
you keep your goddamn Sonic out of my Star Wars game.
But I love both.
Keep your pet on your lawn, Chris.
Okay, wow. Okay, can Star Wars come into Sonic Racing? Because that probably would
Well, yeah,
work.
Kaylan doesn't care about that.
I don't care what you do at your house.
Luke Skywalker versus SpongeBob versus Sonic? That sounds amazing.
But yeah, like there was a lot of great things at that show. Like, you know, whether it was, I'm just pulling on my list here. Like we got Mega Man, which was completely unexpected. Am I gonna play it? Maybe at some point, but like it's not at the top of my list. But for those that have been begging for one for a long time, apart from me wishing for another Legends game, but we're never getting one of those. It's still pretty cool to see it back. Tomb Raider, I'm not gonna lie. Like I originally was not caring much when I heard that they were announcing a new Tomb Raider game. Considering that it looks like they're going back to the old, like, over-the-top action games, and yeah, they are remaking the OG too, like, I'm way more interested than I thought I was going to be with that.
Oh yeah, I'm so in.
And then we got Control coming back. As like the one Remedy game I can play, I'm so excited. As Alan Wake 2 still sits on my PlayStation because it was free, and I'm still like, I don't think I can get myself to play that, though.
No, fuck
I'm
that.
a scaredy cat. And even like Divinity, we got like that big. Okay, here's the one conversation we'll have before we talk about High Guard. How did you guys feel about that trailer for Divinity? Because a lot of people are saying that it shouldn't have been there because of how violent it was.
Grow up. It was awesome.
Because like I've seen people be like, well, you know, kids are watching that, and I'm like, guys, you don't get to say that when there are horror games and Soulsborne games aplenty here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you've lost the high ground. Now go have your limbs burnt off in the lava.
Yeah, and like Diablo 4's expansion trailer was fine. They're like the same fucking thing almost.
I think, honestly, you know what I actually think it was? Because a lot of people are saying it's the violence. I think it was like the brief sex that included interracial.
Oh, I didn't even know. It was so brief, I couldn't even tell.
Because like there's like lizard men and doing it, and
That's
you can
what she
tell,
said.
you know that there's like some real far right conservative people or Christian people being like, well, that you can't have that in our games. It's like, yeah, no, God forbid we have the act of life over the act of death in a video game. Jesus.
Man burning alive, boobies. People mad at boobies.
I mean, also it was satanic,
One of these
so there
is bad.
it was a multitude of things. It was super violent, it was satanic, and it also had sex in it. Like that's the trifecta right there. The only thing that was missing is we didn't see any gay people, like clearly gay people in it.
Yeah.
But like
I thought
the trailer was like the entirety was fantastic. Like even the little bits before where they have all the people dressed out as commoners come out and like a couple of them are flying in the air. That was the other thing. The stage stuff they did for the little bit of it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Like both for that and Control where the guy got lowered into the box.
Yeah.
They did that's the best stage show they've ever done at the Game Awards.
100%.
Or at any of those
Even
shows.
when Mephisto came up for Diablo 4 and was talking to the audience,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, he looks like he's like right there. What is that screen? That's fantastic.
If that was what if that's how they're going to do like their big trailer reviews, whether it's for Summer Game Fest or the Game Awards, I love this idea because it makes it so much more involved and it makes it feel even more epic than it already is.
Yep.
So like there was that. The only other good thing that I'll mention as well is despite one certain member of the cast, Andrew Schultz, the Street Fighter reveal was fucking fantastic, and I can't wait to see that movie now, which I was not expecting because I thought I was going to be like, I don't care about this movie.
Yeah. It looks like awful, but in a good way.
That's the thing. It looks like the old Street Fighter. It's awful, but it's going to be good. Although at this time, it seems like there might actually be literal street fighting for once, because the original movie did not have that.
Oh.
I was just excited, like the amount of like games that got announced, or like especially new stuff that like, see how it pans out. But like, I thought,
well, the
like,
fact that
really
Steam
cool.
like automatically had like the wish list pages ready to go as soon as you launch Steam after it, like I'm pretty sure I added like 10 things.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Tank Rat looks pretty cool, where you're playing as like those like steampunk-esque kind of like tanks.
Yeah.
Like I thought like No Law looked really cool. I really like that one. Like gave very much like a cyberpunk vibe, which I thought was really cool. But also like stuff that we've seen before, but like we got to see more of, like what is it, like Soros? Or is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Saros. Yeah,
Yes.
Saros.
the new Housemarque game.
Pragmata, which I'm kind of curious about. Like I'm not typically someone that goes for Capcom, but Pragmata looks super cool.
I mean, anything Capcom does, I'll at least give them an eye because they've been doing really well, and they seem to give a shit about the stuff they're producing right now.
Yeah. And then like just we're gonna like move into the awards. So I'm just gonna put right here. I'm so disappointed that like GTA 6 got like most anticipated game, because like
We've
talked
that's
about
what
it.
we were saying,
We've
too.
talked about it. I'm gonna put it in for 007. I am so excited to see what they do, like what they do with this James Bond game.
I'm more excited for 007 and Wolverine at this point, I'd say.
Well, and it's also
I know
like-
what to expect from a GTA game, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
there's
know
kind
what
of
to
that too.
expect.
But here's the thing too. Like, I think we're all in agreement that we expect it to be underwhelming because the expectations are so high now.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna be underwhelmed, but I just
Well,
know
I
what
more
to
mean
expect.
like the general consensus is going to be underwhelming.
Yeah,
Because
Some
I think
people may be mad
people are
'cause it'll
just
just be
amping it up
more
like it's going to be
GTA 5.
like the greatest thing ever.
I almost wonder if they're gonna like bite off more than they can chew. Like that's like, cause I'm like reading things that they're like gonna have like a whole in-depth like fishing like game in this, and it's like
I don't know about
okay.
that, but I think they're now like, what I'm hoping is happening is that all these delays are them literally going, we need to make sure this game is spotless, because it's been so long that I think people are, if this thing is remotely releasing in a half broken state, we're gonna get raked over the coals.
yeah.
I'm
But anyways.
hoping it's just that. If it's anything more than that, then we're in real big trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just like, I get why GTA 6 won. I just think it would have been cool to like give it to someone else. They've already.
I
had their
get
moment.
why, but also it shouldn't.
We've talked
because,
about
as I
this, the
said,
comments have
it should
exploded
be
on this, we get it.
disqualified because you've already won the award. You can't be most anticipated again. Because by that logic, GTA could just continuously delay their game to infinity and just keep winning the award.
Yeah, that instead of making millions.
They're
upon
going to
millions of
keep
dollars.
delaying it until Elder Scrolls 6 finally becomes part of the list, and then they can duke it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the only other thing I'll say in terms of positives, like again, fantastic that even though I have my complaints about Expedition 33, the fact that they're now the leader and by a margin, because they had to hit 8 to break the record, they hit 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
bring,
like,
It's better than The Last of Us confirmed.
we diving into this.
yes,
Yeah,
because
let's go.
I'd rather the AAA industry now have to chase a not AAA game. Wow, and he just took out the mic.
I saw
For those not watching the video version, Kayla just completely ripped his mic arm off the desk.
Let's try to be dramatic.
It was
like-
dramatic.
Like, I'll say from my perspective, Kaylan, the fact that now the entire AAA industry has to stare at a AA game, or if you really want to be technical, because that's what people are calling it, indie, because those are the awards it won,
Yeah.
it now has to contest that it will never get as many awards as an indie game did. And that makes me very happy because the AAA industry can fuck off.
This is getting real because I'm now taking my mic off the stand. I'm now freehanding this, guys. I want to bring up the thing, and we've had this argument. We talked about this, I think, when we did the review. I think the one, like, I am fully on board with Claire Obscure winning most of the stuff. Cool, have at it. I think that there's a issue that we have in some of, like, I'm really curious to see how this is, like, done, because in my opinion, Claire Obscure is not the best JRPG, or not the best RPG of the year. It's not an RPG, right? It is a action narrative game, but there's no RPG element to it. Like, the only aspect that makes it RPG is the, turn-based, numbers popping out of things when you attack them. But it is not a RPG when you have things like Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is, in my opinion, probably the most RPG out there right now, because like you literally have to, like, that series is designed to basically be a medieval sim where you are just role playing as a peasant who has to like bathe so they don't get scurvy. Like if you smell too much, you don't get respected by the other like NPCs.
So what you're saying is, from my experience with that game, role-playing games are boring.
I'm just saying, like, there's an aspect of role playing, and like, what's the role playing aspect?
No wonder I don't like D&D.
Oh yeah, no, but like from a D&D perspective, like the idea is that you build a character and you role play as them. I'm not building any character in Clair Obscur. Like the characters are defined. The only choice I get to make is one choice at the end, being like, okay, what do I want to do? And by the way, one of those answers is bad. Like, there's no room for the role-playing aspect in a role-playing game compared to best RPG, which is, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That's all I'm going to say.
The one conversation that I've heard that I'm willing to hear out is, now that the record is pretty much impossible to break, I think we need to start looking at these awards as not being like, okay, what game takes like 6? It should be, how can we spread this out so that we can actually make this so that different fandoms and that different companies can all have their chance to shine? Because it was interesting to see a record broken, but now that it's pretty much like impossible to happen, because how many more awards can you get nominated for? Like the only 2 they missed was the Player's Choice, which is subjective and is always going to go to an anime gacha at this point because they want their free drops. And oh my god, Chris, what was the other one they missed out on? It wasn't music. Was it audio? No. I think it was audio design. Yeah, because Battlefield won that one or something, wasn't it? Yeah. So like, audio design. It's 2 awards that like have not really as much to do with the game itself. So like, because I mean, most of these games that ever will win this many awards, like you have to be an indie game now, because you can't be an action RPG adventure puzzle game. You're not going to get all of those in one shot. So like,
I don't know. Jeff Keighley seems to think he can.
Well, I didn't see Clair Obscur up for best racing sports game. I don't know if you want to figure that out, I guess. But like, it seems like now, like, and I even made this argument too with like, it shouldn't have won debut indie to begin with because I don't think it qualifies. But like, that's an opportunity there to give the award to, like, say, a Dispatch or a Blueprints, to give them the spotlight. And you noticed it because after 9 awards, how many times can you hear Clair Obscur devs say the same things? Like, it was just, the speeches meant nothing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
like,
they usually don't, though.
No, but like, it's not like the only ones that kind of hit was Jennifer English winning the award for best performance, because she didn't think she was even the first best Clair Obscur that was up for the vote. She thought she was finishing last between Charlie Cox and Ben Starr. So like she had the actual emotion to it. I'm not saying that none of the other ones had emotion, but I'm saying like it doesn't hit the same after you've seen it 4 times, right? So like, I hope that what Jeff takes away from this now, along with what we'll talk about later with Highguard, is that these awards no longer, like, I don't think there's a point now in being like, this is the one that takes everything. Now you have the opportunity, because that record is just, you're not ever going to see it broken, to take the opportunity to give different people the chance to shine, especially in the indie category. Like, give them the opportunity to really show their stripes, because now, like, there's no point in having, like, let's say, Wolverine comes out and is just a fucking, like, the automatic Game of the Year winner, let's just say, or First Light, like one of those two, because who cares about GTA 6? If either of those two have a great run, like, sure, they'll probably win, like, 4 or 5, but, like, things like Best Game Direction, I don't think it makes sense to give Game of the Year and Best Game Direction to the same thing. I think you have a better opportunity to give one or the other, so that way you can say, like, oh, the game, like, I would almost even look at Game Direction as like, here's the runner-up, right? Like, give them a chance to have their bit too, because the fact that the entire Game Awards was 2/3 one studio getting to say thank you and the other one's just sitting there being like, well, I guess we're here. It gives, like, a lot of people the chance to make them feel like their voices are heard too. I will say I was still happy to see the Clair Obscur devs, shout out Sakaguchi and actually give their props to those devs, but, like, by the end of it, like, I know that a lot of people don't care about the actual award ceremony of the Game Awards, and then other people don't care about the trailer parts of the Game Awards. I think there's a way to find a good middle ground, and I think having one game take literally a quarter of the entire show isn't the way to do it anymore. Now that it's done and it's basically impossible to replicate again. Like 7 awards with Last of Us seemed like a pretty steep hill to climb, and now here we are at 9 going that it's not possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it won't be an issue going forward because like Last of Us did this, but that was I think 2020. So it's like once every 5 years there's one game that everybody's all like, that's the one, and it wins a bunch of awards. But I'm pretty sure the last like 2 years, you know, Astrobot won Game of the Year, but I still think they only won like
They only
one
won
or
like a
two
few.
other.
Like it wasn't many.
Yeah. Like I don't think we're gonna run into this again. Because I think it's more of like a gaming.
I mean, it depends on what
kind of
happens. Because
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
would-
a clear,
GTA is
obscure
gonna mock
concept.
Except GTA is coming. Yeah, so maybe.
No, it's not. It's going to win most anticipated game. Of the year
Somehow
for
it
like
wins
6
Game of the Year
years.
and most anticipated game.
Like I can see GTA definitely maybe taking a bunch of them, but I would also find that tough because to be like, oh, the music in GTA, and it's like, isn't the music in GTA just real songs that play on the car
Well, I
radio
don't.
when you
Yeah, I
drive
don't
around
think they
and,
would qualify for the most part
like
because of
audio
licensed music.
design and maybe story. I guess. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I would be pretty surprised if GTA
It's
pulled
it's
away
really
like 7.
I'll go pull up the list of awards they won again just to kind of like really
Because like
feel-
Last of Us and Claire Obscure, like both of them still have like that artsy blockbuster feel to them and stuff like that. Like I can see how those are the ones that would kind of pull away with this. Where something like GTA, even like Bond or Wolverine or anything like that, like they don't have that like art direction. Like
Yeah,
how
like,
can you say
to
art direction
have a
in
game
Grand
that's
Theft
going to
Auto?
be the game of the year, but also, I mean, again, game direction, I think is just an inconsequential award. I still don't even understand what it really means because
I still don't understand that word at all.
I really just think it should be the runner up at this point because like what's like game of the year? If you have the game of the year and you don't have the best game direction, like what's that award then?
Yeah. I think probably the easiest way to fix this is also have like the winner and then like second place. Maybe introduce second place. I know that would make the show probably fucking 8 hours long. I don't know how to actually do this. But at least if you could call out second place and if first place is already won, then second place gets to come up and say their speech maybe. I don't know. Like
Yeah. Like you think about it though from the award perspective as you were saying earlier, like how do you win all of them? So like your game of the year, cool. Okay. But was your game like because of its story? Because best narrative might not be actually what your game's best known for. It could just be like if Helldivers 2 had won Game of the Year or Balatro had won Game of the Year, like is that because of a story? No, it's not. It's just because it's just fun to play. So that doesn't always qualify. Art direction, same deal. If Balatro or Helldivers won it, it wasn't going to win art direction.
no.
So, like, not everything's going to fit into that category either. Score music. Like you said, it might be a licensed music game, so it might not qualify there.
Balatro has one song.
Yeah, Balatro
there's
has
also
one
that.
song, which is me putting a podcast on.
We're the soundtrack to Balatro.
We're the soundtrack.
Audio design is subjective. Like, what does that really mean for the most part? Like, it's almost like the one that just, what's the best game to play with your headphones on? Like, what that's really kind of what I look at it as.
Yeah, like Hellblade.
Yeah, exactly. Performance. Like, what if your game doesn't have voice acting?
Yeah.
Give you
Or
a
what if
chance.
your game has like what if Ghost Yote, like no offense, like I don't think she should have got nominated. I don't think Ghost Yote's voice acting is on par with others. But like if an open world game wins, generally speaking, I'm not going to give the voice acting that because the voice acting in open world games generally is one of the weaker parts about those games because there's only so many lines of dialogue you can do before people start phoning it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But like other things like Games for Impact, that's generally that's mostly indie, so like good luck trying to get that award. Independent game and debut indie, Claire Obscure qualified for this one, even though I kind of have the opinion that they shouldn't have, but like not
Yeah,
every
same.
game of the year is going to be an indie game. Well, at this rate, the AAA industry might actually make sure that they never ever give a game of the year ever again. But best ongoing game, that generally doesn't apply because game of the year is not for a game that's continuously going, so that wouldn't apply. Community support is again like a crapshoot, honestly. And then you got your genre categories. So like you're not going to apply for more than one. They've made it clear that like you don't get action and action adventure. They separate them. So you're not getting more than one. So like you're already knocked out of that. So like apart from that, you have player's voice and accessibility, which again are just they're crapshoots. Like they're not guaranteed. So like from an objective perspective, you're going to have a hard time just winning 5, let alone all these other like roll the dice awards. So unless they add more awards into the category going forward, which I think that they should actually be the opposite, they should probably start removing some. And like, again, I mean this in the nicest way. The esports and content creator awards are on the pre-show. They don't matter. I'm not saying that they aren't cool or that these people don't matter, but like, they don't get speeches.
Oh, Kaylan has a question.
Those are there to draw on the fans.
I know why why they're there, but like,
I think we need to like. I think we've tiptoed around the biggest controversy of this whole Game Awards this year, and I think it's finally time we just rip off the Band-Aid. How the fuck did season 2 of The Last of Us win Best Adaptation? This is bullshit.
Because I watched the first episode of Splinter Cell and it was meh.
What?
Oh, wow.
What?
I haven't seen it. But I did.
Cutting off again. This.
I think that's the new gimmick for Kaylan, is that whenever I really piss him off, the mic arm comes off the table.
This poor mic arm. It's going to be like wrecked.
Okay.
I will say, Kaylan, to be completely honest, I am not surprised, but also, if there was any chance of a Splinter Cell award win, this was the year, because this year was meh as
Here
fuck.
is the problem. Here is the problem. Last of Us Part 2. First of all, didn't even finish the adaptation of the game. It's only like the first half-ish, because
But
there's
you
also
don't
that
understand, Kaylan. They got to give Naughty Dog something.
like, and the thing is, like, they butchered the character Ellie, right? They like, no, like, there's a lot of complaints with that season. There's a lot of things wrong with that season. They don't portray Ellie like, Ellie's like a goofball kid again. She's like Ellie from season 1, where like Ellie in season 2 or in part 2 is like a sociopath, like a literal like,
Yeah.
She's had a psychotic breakdown, and it's not captured in the season 2, right?
But you think of anything that could do it right, it would be an HBO goddamn TV show.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the thing. And like, she's kind of just like, oh yeah, cool, we're going to Seattle, like, we're going to like get some revenge, and then doesn't do anything. Like, all her friends are the ones that are moving the plot along, and it's like, what are you doing here? Right?
Yeah.
So like, how, like, and then you look at Splinter Cell, a game that has like not had anything since PS3. Like, I think Conviction, no, not Convictions, Blacklist was the last one, and that's like, I think 2014. So we're like 12 years out from like,
Yeah,
the
I'll
last.
be real with you, Kaylan. Splinter Cell didn't win because of lack of content. It didn't win because no one is paying attention to that license. So like, the buzz.
But then
is
this
not
is
there.
this is the whole
It's
question.
why I'm also
like,
surprised that Minecraft didn't win either, because I thought they would just go for the easy, okay, let's get all the kids happy, because we'll play the Chicken Lava song and everybody will go home.
well, this is the thing. Is like, how are we voting on this then? Is it just what's gonna like get the most people happy without like making?
I mean,
it
that was
seem
my logic
full of
for
shit?
Arc Raiders winning Best Multiplayer, and it worked, so...
Like, but then just like, what's the point of these whole awards? It's just to like, you know, pick the biggest camp in
to make us mad,
Yes.
Kaylan. I honestly,
You just
like, real,
you
real
take
talk,
Sam Fisher, who's an old character, like you've redesigned this character as like, what happens when Sam Fisher's done with all this, becomes a grizzly old man, and he has to get back into it. You see where characters are going. They adapt it to like, there's new aspects to these characters and what they're doing now. Like, it is just so good. It is absolutely like what you want in an adaptation. If you're not going to do it exactly one for one, then this is what you want to do. And I don't know how, like, it was the best option and it didn't win. And it just kind of makes it like, well, what's the point? It's just like, what's popular, but also not going to like ruffle feathers.
even though I know that it's bad, I'm surprised by also other logic. The Devil May Cry didn't win either because they literally had Evanescence come out and sing the song that they have from that series. So like, there's The Last of Us Part 2 just seems to me like they're just going with the one that they know people universally understand is high quality. Right?
Yeah, it's like, here's the one that most people will recognize. Pick that one.
Yeah.
It has the biggest budget. That like, yeah, I don't know. This season 2 was not good. Season 1 was a fantastic adaptation,
Yeah.
but season 2, no,
Yeah.
not even close. I would have given it to Splinter Cell, Kaylan, if it
Thank
matters to you. I haven't seen an episode, but I know how much I didn't like Last of Us Part 2. So
You don't know that Splinter Cell should have won, but you know that season 2 of Last of Us should not have won.
yeah,
Honestly,
That's my
Chris,
logic.
give Splinter
But
Cell
that also
like,
tells
it's-
how bad this year was that show won.
yeah. That's all right. Next year we have Fallout Season 2, probably.
Yeah,
Like,
bam, bam,
I
bam.
like again, like not a shot to this community either, but like, I think it's a testament to how really like boring and barren the fighting game community was this year. That Fatal Fury, a game that like no one paid it that much attention to, was the winner. The fact that 2 collections got nominated is all you really need to know. But
Chris, how do you feel that your boy Sonic got shot out by Mario Kart World?
I was actually shocked
Yeah, I was
because I
surprised
just
too.
know that the Sonic one is more popular and better.
I
than
think
the
I think
Mario one.
again, like this is the logic of like, I should have just stuck with Mario anyway because I'm like, dude, it's Nintendo. Like they got to give them an award somewhere.
Like, was it just number of copies sold? Like,
I mean,
okay,
sometimes it does
probably.
feel like the billboard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, like this just seems like this looks like a list of someone who was like, "Hey, pick these pick these winners for this game award," and it's someone who hasn't played video games in like 5 or 10 years, and they're just like, "Oh, I recognize these names."
It's someone who was
done.
looking at like the Steam charts and went, "Yeah, that one should probably win."
Not even like the Steam charts, but like someone who's just like, "Oh yeah, like I recognize the Mario Kart. Mario Karts are good. This must be the winner."
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I've stalled enough about it. The show was great until the last 15 minutes, where Jeff came out
Get
and was
him.
like, "Hey, so we got one last special thing for you guys, and trust me, you guys will love this." And it's so guys, like they worked on this in secrecy. It's a shooter, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I knew right away. I didn't know how bad, but I knew right away. The second the word shooter came out, I'm like, "There's no way that this," because it's going to be first person. Like, there's no shot it's third person. So Kaylan Splinter Cell opportunity is gone. And like, we already know the Bond game exists. Like, at first I did not been announced and that was the answer. Like, we would have actually lost our mind. But like, that option's out. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, if it's a shooter, well, we know it's not Call of Duty. Battlefield's done its thing. Like, 007's already working out. Perfect Dark's got canceled. So like, the options are kind of running out here. Then they said Respawn. He mentioned Titanfall, and my immediate thought is, it's not Titanfall 3, so it's whatever this is not going to be any good. Because like the only thing that would cure this is Titanfall 3. So I had like the 5% of like maybe they'll actually buck the my underwhelming of this. No, it was a fucking basic bitch hero shooter.
Yeah, it was the worst.
I can't
one
believe
final
it.
thing.
It's been almost a week, and I still can't fucking believe that that's what they chose to end the entire an incredible show full of amazing games, and they thought a hero fucking shooter after like debacle that was Concord was the final thing they had to put out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I legitimately have to question what's like. I said it beforehand, and I was trying to check on stream if there was any shot, because Amazon was the big sponsor for the show, if there was any chance that Amazon was involved with the game. And as soon as I saw nothing about that, I went, all right, so it's just they got paid. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the game doesn't even look very fun.
Like, you look at it, and it's just like Overwatch with a Call of Duty style first-person shooter gameplay. So
Yeah,
it's like
also
it's two things that are overdone at the same time. So it's double overdone.
It was funny, Adam, because I remember also, I don't know if it was in stream or right after, you were like, wait a minute, high, over, guard,
Yeah, no.
watch.
The game is
It's
called
just
High
Overwatch.
Guard, and it's just if someone took a thesaurus out and split the words in half.
Yeah. Yeah, this does not look like, this is like Concord being the,
They're
like,
calling
one
it a
last
new,
thing.
like, I'm just looking at it again on the video. They're calling it a new breed of shooter. I'm like, in what fucking way does this piece of shit trailer, and again, this game might be fun to play, but like, what's the new breed? Explain. Like, if you're gonna put out a trailer that makes a claim like that, what's the new breed? What makes
Oh,
it
they have
new?
horses. There's horses. There wasn't in other ones.
Like that it's Overwatch with, like, you can't even say it's Overwatch with swords. There are people that have melee. Like, it's not, like, every one of these games has the exact same shit. The person throwing daggers right now, that's fucking Genji. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
If it's horses, okay, cool. Red Dead Redemption just got added to fucking Overwatch. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, we were saying on stream, like, they opened with what should have been the last thing. Like, a new Knights of the Old Republic by Casey Hudson is one of the big like guys at the end. Even like, and I said at the end of the stream I was going to do this. I'll tell you all the games that were announced that I would have put above it. And of course, Video Elements don't like it when I do that. So immediately both Star Wars games apply. Like, is a racing game a great one last thing? No, but it would have been better than this because it's Star Wars. The license alone kicks it over. Mega Man, is it a bigger franchise than it once was? No, but a new Mega Man game is still pretty shocking. So that should still be there. The Divinity trailer, just from the sheer like masterpiece of what the trailer was, also having like if you had ended with people coming out on stage, flying in the air, and that's how you ended with that trailer, that's pretty cool as an ending.
Yeah.
So like there's that too. Control Resonant would have been a pretty cool trailer to end off of. So like you had options, and they chose Overwatch Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Like, what?
Yeah, made no sense. I think it's just that was probably the most expensive trailer to buy, and they bought it. I just
like
I
that.
have to
That's
assume.
I'm convinced that it's money. I'm convinced it's the only reason.
Yeah. Unless, yeah.
So I mean, I want to give it like benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of talented people that are working on this and stuff like that, and like cool. Don't want to like rain on a parade before it happens, because I mean we did that with Indiana Jones, but I just don't know how this game, like, it's a free to play hero shooter, so if it's free to play, you know what that means. Like, it's gonna be a ton of monetization, and it's a new studio, I think. So like, how
Well,
are
it's
they...
like X Respawn and what was
Yeah,
the
no,
other
like
studio?
it's like senior, like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
guess what? We got our next, indie debut, like, success.
Like a new studio came up with
Yeah.
with a what looks like a copy pasted hero shooter.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
I'm-
only way that was justifiable is he mentioned Titanfall devs. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a peek. And then as soon as we realized it was a hero shooter, I went, well, then what's the point? Like if it was
Yeah.
Titanfall 3, sure, like that actually would have made sense as the last trailer, because a lot of people were begging for another one.
Yeah, but like the other thing is, like, with this being a free to play hero shooter, like, how do you as a new studio fund yourself, right? Like that, like, unless you've got a huge amount of
Yeah, how
backing
did you
from,
pay for that trailer with a free to play game? Like where is this money coming from, and how are you getting it back?
It just, for me, gives a lot of Concord vibes.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I wish them
look,
well. I don't want it. I'd rather it not
I
fail.
I
but
love you. You guys know me. I love eating crow. I really do. But I cannot wait to talk about this game in April when it's shut down, or when its player base has significantly dropped. I cannot wait, because I don't want to be an asshole to this game, but because of how mad I am that this wasted our last moment that could have been something really cool. The Half-Life 3 rumors, Splinter Cell remake, fucking the Final Fantasy 9 remake, all these interesting rumors that were coming back and forth that we knew weren't going to happen, but you hold out hope for, because Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic came in first. Mega Man came in at some point. Divinity's trailer was amazing. Control's trailer was amazing. You had some incredible stuff. So clearly the last thing has to be just insane, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was
Could've
just
been the Tomb Raider
the
game.
industry basic. Here's our ready to fail game.
Yeah.
So like I now have to be an asshole and be ready to rain on this game's parade when it fails. I don't have a choice now, because I'm so tired of this industry pulling this shit that I have to. Which leads in to our actual final topic of the night, which is the things that defined this year. And I'm going to start because it bleeds into my one negative. And that's, I am so fucking removed from the AAA industry as a whole because of this monetization of our games. I know that it's not just a AAA problem, but the core of the reasons that I do not enjoy trailers for major games anymore is because I know that my money is not worth anything to these people anymore, because they're going to charge more than they used to, they're going to give us less than they used to, and they're going to find ways to get more out of us later. And when you see something like Concord come out and fail as colossally as it did, and you don't seem to see any change still, because in this case, we probably won't see this for another 5 years because how much money has been dumped into these really bad projects they're working on, that, like, I don't understand how anyone, unless you are a diehard fan of a franchise, of a AAA series, that you're remotely as interested in them as any AA or even indie game at this point. like the vast majority of my library has not been AAA at all this year. Not that for lack of trying, because it's not like they're releasing a lot of stuff anyway this year. But between the layoffs, all the terrible monetization options, the sales to Saudi Arabia, and just all the scandals like with Ubisoft, I don't have it in me to care about 95% of the AAA industry right now. Like outside of Capcom, and I mean, I don't know if you consider CG Project Red or Larian, because they're both not like the scope of like how
It's okay,
big
they're
their
European,
games are
they get a
now.
pass.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but like in terms of like what you would consider to be the big AAA studios, Capcom's like the one that comes to mind, and I'm searching for another, and it's not coming. Because like Sony's lost that trust in me. Xbox has gotten rid of that ages ago. Activision Blizzard's been long on my shit list for a while. Bethesda's been long on my shit list for a while. Ubisoft, I don't know what they can do to come back off my shit list at this point. EA basically is just dead to me. Like all the major companies, I don't care. So that's my one bad one. It gets positive from here on out.
Chris, you want to go next?
Sure. Mine's like half good, half bad. Because it starts off good, because one of the things for me, at least in 2025 personally, was me building a PC for the first time in years before RAM prices went up. And that's the other half that's bad.
Oh my
because
God.
what the hell is with prices?
I'm so
with
thankful that
OpenAI?
I bought my PC when I did. Oh my God.
Yeah. The cost of things, which is obviously consoles, everything's going to get hit by this, with OpenAI buying basically all the RAM that exists on the planet at an alarming rate, and prices going up a lot.
If I had just bought an extra pair just for funsies, I could have like, I could be rich as fuck right now.
I have some old RAM that's like sitting in an old build of mine, like from like 8 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to use this. Now part of my brain's like, I might use this. Like, think of the things I could do. Yeah. Because building a PC for the first time in years was amazing. Like, I haven't built like a tower like I've got here in so long. It was nostalgic, you know, it's been a long time. But yeah, mostly just connecting that to the RAM prices this year. That's how I now see it. Like, thank God I built my PC when I did, because holy fuck. Like, yeah.
It seems like a constant, like just every year one thing is gonna go so far up in price. Like, what's next? Are fucking motherboard suddenly going to just go like,
Don't give them ideas.
It's going to be $1,000 for a motherboard?
Stop telling them. OpenAI will be buying all the motherboards, and then we'll just be more mad. I'm so mad at this OpenAI bullshit, and this just makes me even more mad. Like, what the hell? So that people can get some generated image of a dog skydiving on Jupiter, and now I got to pay $300 more.
Don't forget, you also have to melt a glacier to get that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. The planet's also now dead. Thanks, OpenAI. But also RAM prices. Yeah.
I think for me, one of the things that defined this year was this being both a fantastic year and a terrible year for Xbox fans. Xbox has never had a better year and a worse year.
What a flip-flop that we did between both halves of this year, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like it's a tale of two cities, like in the sense that like Xbox probably, I was thinking about like who won this year in terms of the console wars, and like from a game perspective, it's Xbox.
Not the gamers.
Like, no, but it's like of the big three: Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox.
You know who won the console wars, Kaylan? Valve.
OpenAI did, but they got the RAM.
OpenAI did. Yeah, they just bought all the consoles.
So like, but like if you think about it, like of the big three, like I used my Xbox more than anything this year, right? Like think of all the games. Like granted, you know, Indiana Jones came out in December of last year, but like you had Indiana Jones, you had Avowed, you had South of Midnight, like Doom. Like there was tons of games coming out on the Xbox that like I was booting that up more than anything else. And like Game Pass, like for the first time felt like, holy smokes, like this is, I don't need to buy games. Like I've bought fewer games than I've ever have with Game Pass. But at the same time, Xbox decided to shit the bed. Like we'll continue
Xbox
to be
is like,
a console.
we're doing the best we've done in a long time. How can we completely fuck this up?
Sabotage it, boys.
Yeah, because for me, it was like from May to like June, I think it was. In May, I was like, Xbox might be my favorite console. Like, is this the only console I need under the TV? Maybe a Switch for Mario Kart and stuff, but Like, I just need an Xbox. And then in June, it was like, I never want to even touch my Xbox again. Like, what the hell?
Like, if I hadn't bought MLB The Show as like my podcast game, and even now, like the season's done, so like the content's basically stopped there. The Xbox is not getting turned on. I've been really depressed at both my my wraps. Like my PlayStation wrap was so bad. Like I knew it was gonna be rough, but like when I saw how many hours I actually put into it this year, I'm like, wow. If I knew that I was gonna waste as much time or waste as much money as I have with that console now, like man. Like granted, having the PC that I do now makes it real easy for me to not want to turn on my console, but like they really didn't do anything to get interest back onto that console. To the point now that like unless I'm suddenly into like some extra shit ton of money that I can afford to do it, like I have no intention of getting a PlayStation for at least maybe 2 years.
Yeah, like I'm looking at my PlayStation right now. Like I'm looking at my trophies that I got this year, and like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 games, 5 games that I played on my PlayStation, not including like Minecraft, which I was playing with my kids. So like, and that's including like the Metal Gear Trilogy collection where I played 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm lucky in the sense that I never had a PS4, so I still am playing catch up. Because this year it's like I played, what the heck is it called? Oh, freaking heck. I just had it in my head. Order 1886. I was playing that. Last of Us Part 2. I just picked up Killzone that was on PS4 because I haven't played that at all.
Is it Shadowfall?
Shadowfall, I think, maybe?
Yeah,
I can't remember the name, but it was like $8.
Shadowfall.
Yeah. Like, I have that benefit. It's like how I played Infamous last year. It was like my favorite game on PlayStation almost, besides Astrobot. Like, I'm playing all this backlog.
Yeah,
so
I mean, maybe next
cool.
year it'll be great for me to turn on the console just to find some Jin and Chris Classic Award nominations, you know? Like, something like that. But, like, for, like, games that came out this year, there's been no reason to turn that damn console on.
Yeah. Unless it was your only console. That's pretty much it. Because where else would have you played Clear Obscure?
Also, so I'll circle to my next one. Number 2. Disappointing year for Sony. What the hell's Sony been up to? Like, this is just... I've been bitching and complaining all year about Sony and their push for live service and Jim Ryan and everything, and, like, I've been complaining all year.
I think we're going to be saying this about Sony for at least a couple more years until they finally get their new projects up and going again.
It's going to take a while. And so, like, it's just, like, how, like, they went from, like, you know, cutting their teeth and, like, climbing up the hill of PS3, dominating PS4, coming in so hot, and just, you know...
It goes back to my first thing about how I don't trust the AAA industry. Sony was destroying with single player experiences. And then they went, you know what? Let's stop doing the thing that we've been doing so well for like 5 straight years and just destroying the market with it. And let's go chase the dollar that everybody else is chasing.
Yeah. But not only that, but like it's not even just like chasing the dollar, but also I find that like, and this I think was a conversation we had or I wanted to have at some point, but like the single player games just aren't hitting like they used to, because like with the PS4 and the PS3 we had like new ideas and new IP coming out.
Well, that's the one difference is they've stopped innovating,
right? Like Naughty Dog is like the only one I can think of on the horizon where it's like
like Intergalactic is gonna be a fucking fantastic game,
right? But
I mean, even Marvel's Wolverine I think will still be
Wolverine.
Great,
I would give it to Wolverine.
It's still some level of differentiation. We'll see, but like I have high hopes for it. But I'm also still going in being like, at some point, Insomniac also has to fail. Like you can't be solid the entire time. I know that you guys are a little bit downer on Spider-Man 2 in comparison to the others, but like it was still a fantastic experience.
Oh yeah,
it's still a fantastic game.
So, but like,
and that's the thing.
Like if it's still like slightly below Spider-Man 2, that's still pretty damn good. So like that's kind of where I'm looking at. It's like as long as I have similar feelings to that, that's more than what I'm asking for.
Yeah, so for me, like, what it is like Sony used to be like this very fancy high-end steakhouse, right? They're making fantastic dishes, and now like what I'm getting is just the leftovers.
They're the keg. They're just cookie cutter steakhouse.
Not even that anymore. It's just I'm now just reheating the leftovers from that amazing dinner I had last night.
Oh, sorry, like, they're the keg, but they've been closed for a couple of days because of remodeling, because they keep burning the place down.
Don't you besmirch the keg. The keg is fantastic. But
the keg is fantastic.
Right. But it's just that idea of like, hey, I've had this great meal and now I'm reheating the leftovers the next day. And I'm like, oh yeah, cool. It reminds me of like that amazing meal I had, but it doesn't hit the same way. And that's how I feel about all of them. Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Ghost of Yotei. It's like, oh yeah, this is cool, but it's not as good as what it was the first time.
Yeah, they're all really, really good, but they're not Game of the Year potential like they used to be. They
Well,
might
they're
still
saying
get
as good as the
nominations,
first
but
game.
we don't feel like they're like the winners, like the automatic, like they're gonna win kind of ones.
Yeah. Honestly, the only game I feel like has been unique this whole generation for Sony is like Astrobot. Like,
Well, there's
And
like
it's
brought in
not really
Playroom.
unique when you think about it. It's just Sony doing it now.
No, like I mean, unique to Sony. Yeah,
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
a new genre or anything. Like they had Astro's Playroom as like a tie-in game. That was really cool. And they're like, why don't we do that? That would be a good game to sell. And all of a sudden, it was like, wow, Sony's, trying a bit here. But like,
And there's
that's the
Returnal,
one.
but like Returnal's like
Oh,
very
and Returnal.
niche, right? So.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's more like if you're into that, you'll love it. But otherwise, like it's not gonna like it's more of a support game because we've been saying too for a while, like we need more support stuff. They can't all just be hits. Like you got to have a couple ones that are just really good to like keep your player base satiated while they wait for the main course.
Yeah, you need your Helldivers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and Helldivers. Yeah, I'd give it to that one too. Yeah, it's crazy because I was actually thinking earlier today about Sony, and it's the Switch 2 has been out only for 6 months, and Nintendo has released 4 first-party games in that time. You've got Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, and Kirby Air Riders.
Right.
None of them to me are like game of the year, like holy crap.
But
buy
they're
a
stuff.
Switch for this.
It's stuff for you to bite
But
on.
you've got a racing game, a platforming game, a first-person shooter, and Kirby Air Riders, which is like mini games and racing. Or I don't understand what the fuck that is. I have no idea. But
it's still there. It's still a
it's
mark.
still there. Yeah,
It still
like,
releases now. Is it going to stay consistent like that? Probably not, because it's the launch. You want to invigorate
Yeah.
the player base early. It's probably going to die a little bit, but like they're still giving you stuff to be like, hey, here's something while you wait for the next big thing.
I feel like in a year and a half, I'm going to be like, holy fuck, Nintendo just passed Sony for the amount of first-party title releases.
That's not a
on their
bar
modern
though.
day.
Sony has to have games that are actually in production for this to work.
I know. That's the shocking thing. They've been out. It's 5 years now.
If Nintendo's winning, it's not because Sony isn't doing well. It's because just they win by default.
It's because Sony ain't doing nothing. Yeah.
My number 2 was the fact that this year kind of really made me open up what kind of games I play, because I used to be very much like, okay, JRPG, shooter, open world, and like maybe the odd like fun indie game like a Hades or something. This year, visual novels have been great. Mystery puzzle games have been really cool for me. Like so much more than just like the usual trends have been big for me. My library has gotten way more open than it used to be. And the fact that now like I don't feel nearly like as the year progresses, unless we get to like, again, we're in mid-December now where it's going to be way quieter on the release form. But like at no point in the year do I go, well, there's really nothing to play. Now I just go, okay, I haven't tried this out. It's not usually the kind of game I play, but I mean, shit, one of my best games this year is a fucking puzzle game. Like, what do I know? Like, I'll give stuff a try. So like, it's been the year that for me personally, nothing is taboo anymore. That unless it's developer related, but genre wise, I'll try anything at this point because it seems like if the passion's there, I can find some real diamonds in the rough that I wouldn't have expected to find.
Yeah. You know what used to be great for that? Game Pass. Sorry, I had to.
We already went through that one. What was your number 2, Chris?
A lot of people would have probably assumed this was my number 1, and it is probably the biggest thing for me, but it still managed to only be my number 2, and that's Steam announcing more hardware. Like, just that in general, like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
like,
them kind of jumping into the fray a little bit when we kind of need some more
Yeah.
competition, when Xbox is starting to loom that they might be starting to pull out a little bit.
Yeah, as a Valve fanboy, like, yeah, I'm gonna remember this a lot. With 3 new pieces of hardware announced kind of all at once. Sure, the controller, I guess people, it's like, that's a controller. It comes with the system, like that's kind of thing. But sure, that's still 2 new pieces of hardware coming out that I'm more excited about than possibly even any of the consoles I have.
Yeah,
at
it's
this point.
interesting how like I still am not a big VR guy, but like I look at their new VR system and I go, I may still not get this, but like this is what I want to see. I want to see more companies pushing that, because I do think that if we can get the format for making games for these things a lot better, like I really do see a future where this can work. And even just the basic thing of like this AR thing that they've set up where you can just sit on your chair outside and play like Hades 2 and pretend like it's a big screen out in your backyard. Like I still think that there's some applicability there. So like they're finding ways to like find a way to still have use for it that isn't just, okay, here's the gimmicky VR games for you to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of like the PlayStation VR. You can do that too. You can play any game.
Yeah.
And if it's not a VR game, it just acts like it's a TV in front of you. But the fact that like, the Steam frame is going to be like without a wire and all that kind of stuff. Like to me, that's where it finally got to. Because I was debating this entire time. I'm like, once the PSVR 2 is cheap enough, I'm going to buy
it's like $400 now. There's a half temptation.
Yeah. And I was going to get the PC hookup and stuff to it. But now I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just waiting for the Steam frame because it's going to be running a version of Steam OS, and it's like a Steam Deck on your face. Like,
and they'll probably be updating it as it goes too. So by the time that you are able to get it, it's probably going to be in a much better spot too.
Yeah. And PC VR, like if you take Beat Saber, the one that was like 2 lightsabers and you destroy the boxes, like on PlayStation, they've announced that they're not adding new songs, no anything new to it. They're kind of basically just stopping development because I guess PSVR 2 is not as popular. On PC, there's just mods of people. You put your own music on there and do your own shit.
That's Rocksmith too. Same thing. Like
and Rocksmith and stuff. Yeah. So
I have the 2014 version, and it still gets massive amounts of content done for a console because music is always being done. So
yeah, exactly. So like going PC wise with it, I don't know. I'm just really excited for that. And then the Steam machine, I'm extremely excited for. I wish there was a more powerful one, and that's just me. Like realizing that I have a very powerful PC that already has a 25-foot HDMI cable running to my TV. So it's like, I don't want to downgrade in power for the convenience, but I really want the convenience of that box. Like it turning on with a controller. Like basically it's a console that just runs the PC version of games. Like that's exactly what I want. That's just what I want,
All right, Kaylan, what's your number one? What's your big thing from the year?
Oh, we've been ranking these?
Oh.
Oh, I've been doing this so poorly. The last one I was just going to throw out there is it's a relatively new one, but it's PlayStation offering now streaming on the Portal if you have the super duper PlayStation Plus subscription, which doesn't sell me on that. But that is a huge game changer in terms of what the PlayStation Portal is able to do. You basically now can play PS5 games without a PS5. You can buy a $200 Portal, buy a subscription, and you now have access to the full PS5 library.
Yeah.
So I think that's one that kind of like has flown off under the radar, but it really changes what the Portal is and how it functions. And I think it really makes it a more compelling purchase now. And I was someone who fully like supported and really likes the Portal, but now I think it's even more of a contender for something considered in your house.
It is a crazy defining thing of this year too that like really gimmicky things actually have worked actually pretty well this year that we didn't think were going to work out.
Well, I think it's just like, and I think this might be how I expand like the topic is like the rebirth of handheld consoles, right? Like Xbox has gotten into it, PlayStation is supporting it, Nintendo's been doing it for a while, Steam is doing it. Like I think this has been a really big year for what handhelds can do. I think last year we started seeing it with some of them coming out. But now I think we're seeing the handheld market being a new market that, the consoles are competing.
Yeah, and the hope, too, is that we can sort of kind of coax some of the younger generation away from their phones. Because, like...
Yes.
They're a lost cause. Let them go.
They're a lost cause. Don't touch my games.
We don't need more Fortnites.
Yeah. I think the Portal, the only issue with it... Because I completely agree with you, Kaylan. But you're saying it's gone under the radar. I think it has just because the cloud streaming is locked only to the highest tier of PlayStation Plus, or even Xbox with Game Pass. They've added the cloud streaming to every tier of Game Pass, no matter what now. Like, I think it's 1080p versus 1440p and stuff like that. But
look, it's baby steps to Sony, okay?
Yeah, like if Sony added that to like just PlayStation Plus, the monthly, I would consider going back to PlayStation Plus for that feature because that is great. I can't justify the premium subscription. Like, I can't.
I also don't even understand with like something that like if you're a Portal owner, like why are you having to pay a premium tier for a feature on your hardware? Like it should just be a part of that feature. Or here's an idea: just have it be separate. Just let it be a la carte.
Yeah,
You're gonna get more. You're gonna get more money that way. I don't understand why they got to do it that way. My number one, it kind of goes hand in hand with my genre catalog going, and also with my number three of just me being kind of disenfranchised with the AAA industry. But like, it's more in the basis of similar with Expedition 33 winning Game of the Year. I really do feel like, especially with the last couple of years with Astrobot also winning and like Baldur's Gate 3 winning, and we're seeing Balatro doing as well as it did, and like, it's at the point that I think we can now safely say that we've had enough of a trend that it's clearly obvious that AA and indie are now the ones that are defining the standard. It's not AAA anymore, and I think that that's the best thing for this industry right now, because similarly we keep saying like we don't want Xbox to fail, we don't want Sony to fail, we don't want Nintendo to fail because we want competition. I want the AA and indie industry to be the fucking greatest games on the planet, because it's going to make the AAA industry eventually have to play catch up again. Because if enough years go by, and we've seen it with Call of Duty Black Ops 7 with how they're now going to start spacing out their releases more, they're starting to actually lose money on their investments with these major over-the-top budgeted games. More than usual. Concord is like its own special thing. But like, it's starting to become noticeable to a lot of these people. The only way they understand is if the money isn't where it's supposed to be. There are people that will try to say like, well, you know, the people are still playing the game, like the numbers of this. I'm like, no. It's just, don't think about anything else. It's just money. How much do they make? That's it. That's all they care about. That's all these companies care about now. And eventually, when more and more purchases are going to Expedition, Balatro, Blueprints, all these other games, even, you know, games like Larry and what they do now, like when Divinity comes out, if it makes a shit ton of money and is taking stuff away from, you know, Rockstar making an extra sale of GTA that week, or, you know, even look at Kingdom Come Deliverance. They made their money back in 2 days. So whatever they're doing from then on is profit. What they're doing is going to eventually have to force AAA developers to do one of two things. And I want them to do both, but it's going to be one of the two. They're either going to start making better content. It's going to be still as over budgeted as usual, but at least it's going to be well maintained. And they're not just going to go, all right, just throw this in, throw that in, throw this in, and make sure there's a lot of microtransactions so we can get extra money. They're going to it's going to be back to quality. Or it's going to be what I really want, which is much smaller budget, more often released games, so that it doesn't take nearly as much to make a massive profit off of it, a la a Helldivers, a Kingdom Come Deliverance, games like that, where it's way less risk, and the reward, if you can make a big profit, like if you get that 5 million plus sales, that you're making so much more bank off of it. So with the indie and triple and double A industry, I should say, really cementing themselves as the gold standard for the highest quality games now, that only serves to my hope, at least, that it's going to force the AAA industry to get their shit together. And it won't be soon. It won't be anytime soon. We saw with games like Highguard that's still going to happen. But if this trend continues, 5 years from now when we get into the 30s, we're going to notice, because we're going to see a comeback for a lot of places. It may not be like certain studios. Like, I don't know if EA is ever going to come back. I think that ship may have sailed. But like, maybe Activision Blizzard finally gets their shit back together. Maybe we finally have a Call of Duty game that everybody universally is like, shit, all right, I got to play that one. I got to spend some time in Call of Duty again. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe if BioWare's still alive, maybe their next game after Mass Effect, because Mass Effect's not going to be good. Maybe that one finally goes like a return to form. Maybe any Star Wars game that comes out now is going to be amazing again. We don't have to worry about like, okay, who's developing this one? Maybe it gets back to that point again. My hope is that by the time we're in 2030 that we start seeing that progress. I don't think we'll see it in this decade, to be honest. But I like that the direction that we're seeing now leads to what I think should be that revitalization of that industry.
Yeah, man.
Well, Chris, that leaves you. I hope you got something big.
Mine is well, I mean, I guess it technically is big for the year, but this is more of just my happiness. That's where this one beat out the Steam machine even. And for me, that was the Switch 2 launch, and specifically the midnight launch of Switch 2. Me going to that, doing the entire nostalgic journey of, you know, not getting a console till 3 a.m. and waiting in line for 4 hours or whatever it ended up being. It was just such a great nostalgic experience. The Switch 2, I love my Switch 2. Like, I don't regret buying it or anything. I still stand by that, like, unless there's a very specific Nintendo game that's come out for you, it's probably not, you know, the system to grab yet. But I love it. Like, I've loved my time with it. I love my Nintendo console because it's always like it's like my disconnected gaming. Like, I'm not worried about trophies when I play it. There's very little online play I'm doing. Like, I literally pick up a Zelda game and play a game for the sake of it being a game. And the Switch 2 is just heightened that greatly because, again, playing Metroid Prime 4, I'm just like blown away by the fact that it's just Nintendo games being brought up to like 4K and looking incredible and like that kind of stuff, and 120 frames per second mode and all these things that we were all complaining like, yeah, if you play a Nintendo game, it's going to be at best 30 frames per second, maybe 1080p on your TV, like all that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, just going with my best friend who also I grew up with, and I was with him at like the N64 launch and all that kind of stuff, right? It was such a great just experience to be with gamers, very like-minded. Everybody was in just like the best mood because nobody's waiting in the midnight launch and they hate like Nintendo consoles. Everybody's there because they love the goddamn fucking thing. So it was just like such good energy, and it really was probably my favorite 2025 gaming moment in its entirety, even before I even turned on the console, just like being there to pick it up and all of that, especially at GameStop, but it had just been renamed back to EB Games and all that shit. So it was like I was right back there in like the late 90s or early 2000s. It was just all back to me, you know? So Switch launch, midnight launch, that's definitely my number one.
Yeah. I mean, all things considered, this year was really, really good. There's just a lot of, especially with the way the world is now, that it kind of like, there's a lot of business side stuff that just kind of really,
Yeah.
All the layoffs just killed so much of stuff.
Oh yeah. Layoffs, price hikes, RAM prices being whatever the fuck with AI. Yeah, there's good, and then just like shit.
The library has been insane this year. It's just the actual industry part of it is, it's kind of countered it. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a great year. Hopefully 2026 we see some improvement. There won't be any Splinter Cell games, unfortunately, Kaylan, but you know.
It could be the year. Game
All
Awards
right.
2026, calling it now.
All right, well, that's going to do it this episode, guys. So again, a reminder, if you made it to the end here, we are off for the next 2 weeks. So we'll see you in January. Like I said, I might do something, whether it's a stream or something in the interim. That might happen. I'm not going to commit to anything, but I can get bored very easily, so we'll see what happens there. But otherwise, you guys know the drill. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content. If you are listening on an audio platform, you can rate us. Please do so there. Otherwise, share with all your friends. Linktree, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast. Link to our Discord. Come shoot the shit with us there. And our links to our socials as well. Kaylan actually was joining us for the side quest this week. So I exposed him to a very fun game show to test his JRPG knowledge. Stay tuned. He might have actually done better than we all expected.
Or he may have failed horribly. You'll have
Only one way to know.
Exactly. But that's going to do it, guys. So we will see you in January for the main show. So take care and bye-bye for 2025.